Welcome to the Southern State of Golf podcast. Hi, I'm your host, John, and today I'm excited to be joined by Robbie from the Whole Story podcast. Robbie, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. Appreciate you you letting me sit in on this one.
Well, you're always welcome. It's a standing invite to be on the Southern State of Golf podcast. And, today we're going to talk about golf in Columbia, South Carolina, which if me and you can't talk about golf in Columbia, South Carolina, hosting two different podcasts, and we have no business hosting a podcast.
I agree. Yeah, no, we're both here. We've both been here a long time, and both went to school here. So yeah, I'm sure we've played most, if not all, the courses within the Columbia area, the Midlands of South Carolina.
The Midlands of South Carolina. Well, before we jump right into it, I'd love to get an update on how the BestBall Golf Club is coming along, and talk to us about that.
Now we're growing. We're growing with the right people. It's, for those that aren't aware, it's just a small online but yet in-person golf community where we want people to join because they love meeting new people. I mean, that's really the best part of the game. And so, yeah, we're growing the right people. There's not just people here in South Carolina, which I'm glad that there are, because I can probably play golf with them more. But we've got people in Virginia, Alabama, California, like all over the place, Colorado, like Florida. It's really cool. It's growing. And then when we go to these different places, we can reach out and say, hey, I'm coming. Let's actually tee it up together. But we do different fun things. Like, I guess by the time this comes out, we will have just done another one of our, we call it an online hang. We're doing a live Q&A with Tom Coyne Tuesday. So we're recording this on a Sunday evening. This will come out Friday, but Tuesday, we'll have had a conversation with Tom Coyne, who has been a guest on the podcast before. He's been very kind to us at BestBall, and excited about that. And we'll see who's next.
Well, you've had some great guests already. Like I said, Tom Coyne. By the time this comes out, Kyle Porter has been on the online hang before, and then one of the ones that I remembered I joined was just a handful of us on there talking golf, and I love that. I think that was great to meet different people from Florida, all over the place. That was really cool.
Yeah, and we'll do that. We'll do that more too. It won't always just be a time where we bring on a guest and ask them questions. Now we'll do times where we can get together and hang out and talk golf, because that's fun, or just get to know each other. That's what it's all about.
Well, I encourage people to go to bestball.com, check out how they can be members of the BestBall Golf Club, and also just check out all the great podcasts that are part of the BestBall family of podcasts. So what's coming up on the Whole Story podcast? What are some of your recent episodes and ones coming up?
Yeah, well, we've had the guys from the Dormy Network Foundation. We did Rapsodo. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. We did... I guess tomorrow, which will have been out now after you and I chat, the head marketing guy for Unicore, which is a really cool golf simulator company. And so we had a great chat with him recently. And so we've been dropping, for the Whole Story, we've been dropping 2 episodes a month. We've done one every Thursday for the last, 3 years now. But we have started this month adding Mondays, where we do kind of a theme show, and it might be a flashback to some stuff. Like last week was a flashback to the interview we had with Arcos, but we had the stack system. We did Rapsodo, again, Unicore this Monday, and it's been a lot of fun. The one we did last Thursday was with a guy named Bobby Holland. It's, not in the game improvement type stuff, technology stuff, but he's a retired Navy SEAL, created a golf clothing company called Hooley Golf. It's a really cool story about, what he's done after his service. So it's good stuff. I would encourage people to listen to him, and then obviously check out what our guests are doing.
Yeah, well, you got some fantastic guests, interesting podcast. Well, I think a lot of great stuff on all the podcasts, part of the BestBall family of podcasts. Well, let's jump right into today. We're talking about golf in Columbia, South Carolina. For me, it's where I cut my teeth in golf, was in Columbia, South Carolina, or probably getting technical, it's actually Irmo, South Carolina, the old defunct Coldstream Country Club.
Yes, sir. I played there many of times. That was probably growing up where I played the most as well.
Oh, without a doubt, and I probably I think maybe a statute of limitations have run off on this. I think I may have snuck on that course a time or two, figuring out where I could get on and not get on, not get caught. Never did get caught. Most of the time I did pay, but every once in a while we did not. And then of course the right across the street, I call it right across the street, the Weed Hill driving range. I
Yep.
mean, we're going old school time there. So, where where did you grow up playing golf at, Robbie?
Out in the Irma area was at Coldstream. And so went there, went to Weed Hill. I played a ton at Limerick Golf Club as well. It's the one owned by Richland County. So that one's another like it's not a great course, but it's one that grown up playing, and I actually love the layout. Like if anybody ever put a bunch of money into it, like it would be an outstanding course. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. I saw where Darius Rucker talks about Lenrick. Like he's still, he said every once in a while he comes back and play it because that's where he played a lot when he was in college. And I'm with you. I think it is a fantastic layout, and I like Lenrick. If you were to describe to somebody who doesn't live in Columbia, how would you describe golf in Columbia, South Carolina?
Uh, I've had people ask me about that, and I would say, yeah, I would kind of describe it like I would describe when people think of South Carolina, like, and they're like, "Oh, I love coming to South Carolina. I go to Charleston or the beach or Greenville or Hilton Head." Like, they rarely mention Columbia. Columbia, capital city, home of the University of South Carolina. It's got the military base there. Obviously, with it being the state capital, a lot of government jobs and stuff, state government jobs. But I would say most people aren't coming for a destination golf trip to Columbia. So similar, right? Like, I'd rather visit Charleston, they would say, and probably better courses there. So it's it's serviceable, I would say. It's not there's not really any of them that are going to hit too many home runs. Although I love playing, it's golf, right? Like, get some friends and go play. But there's not any. I don't believe, unless I'm really missing it. There's no top 100, top 200 courses here in Columbia.
No, I'm with you. It makes what you brought up. I don't know if I would advise anybody from many, many miles away to come to Columbia, South Carolina just to play golf. But I will say this, I do think Columbia, South Carolina, if you're a golf lover, is a great place to live
Hmm.
for
Oh
golf.
yeah, for
Even,
sure.
I mean, you think about like how many great courses are maybe you can go drive to and play in a day and then come back. I mean, we'll talk about the courses like right in Columbia, but let me ask this: how far for you is it too far to go and come back in one day? Like, do you have a limit? Like, say, I can do. For me, I'd
If
say
it's
3 hours.
if it's possible to drive there, yeah, 3 4 hours probably. Right, because
Yeah,
if you got to do that twice and you're playing a 4 hour round of golf, but it's I agree with that statement though. There's a ton, like being in Columbia, like I always said, it's great because you're 2.5 hours from the beach, 2.5 hours from the mountains. So it's a great spot. And it's the same way with golf, right? There's serviceable, there's good golf here, but you can find great golf within an hour, within 2 hours for sure.
yeah. I mean, you think about like if you wanted to do a day trip from Columbia, South Carolina, if you said 2 to 3 hours max, you can get all the way to Pinehurst. You could even get, I even just checked, you could get the Ohoopee Match Club, depending on where you live in Columbia, within 3 hours. The Charleston area, Greenville area. I mean, I did a day trip when we went to Old Town up in Winston-Salem, there and back. It was a long day, but it was well worth it. But it is amazing to me how many like top 100 golf places you could get within 2 to 3 hours of Columbia, South Carolina. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention like, within like an hour, you could get to Old Barnwell, Tree Farm, New Holland's coming. 21 Club is going to be a little bit farther away, but then on the other side of Columbia, you've got Broom Sedge, Camden Golf Club, and then Candy Route is coming up the road, like up kind of that Chester area. So that's an hour and 6 minutes from my house. I happen to have looked at a map. I know for sure.
Yeah, you got Coyote. Not far either, right
Coyote,
in
yeah,
Kyoto. That's I have not had an opportunity to play that one. Candy Root, I've just recently stumbled upon that was actually coming. That's up in my sort of my neck of the woods.
yep.
What do you think? What are you hearing about that particular development?
I'm hearing it's going to be amazing. So Mike Kaprowski is doing the first course. He is the mastermind behind Broom Sedge. So yeah, it's gonna be great. It's great land. What I'm hearing, there might be four courses and four full 18 courses and maybe a 9-hole par three or something like that. So it's gonna be done right and well. And yeah, I'm excited. It could even see maybe some preview play later this year.
That's what they're saying. I'm excited because I don't think what is the newest golf course in Columbia, South Carolina? I'm sitting there thinking I guess
Like
if you
in
want to
Columbia,
yeah, in the actual Columbia area, relatively Columbia area. What I I, I mean,
I have no idea.
Salina sort of, even though
Eh,
yeah, that's
that's a rebrand, right? Like
yeah,
that was Indian River. That's
yeah.
another course like in Columbia that I grew up playing a lot.
Mhm,
But yeah, I guess as far as a new rebrand, I mean, Columbia Country Club is getting redone right now.
mhm,
Um, yeah. And, I think one of the best kept secrets is probably Wood Creek Club, which is hosting. We've both talked to Chris
mhm.
Baker, who's doing the Colonial Life Charity Classic, the Corn Ferry event. So, you know, know, we say Columbia is serviceable in the Gulf, but we're hosting a Corn Ferry event at the Wood Creek Club. So, private course. I haven't played that in probably 7, 8 years. So it's been a while, but that was always a great course. It was private, still is. So,
Yeah.
I excited to get back out there and see that one soon.
If you could play any course tomorrow, is it Wood Creek Farm in the Columbia, South Carolina area, or is there another one that off the top you'd rather go play first?
In Columbia, yeah, I'd probably say that just because I haven't played it in a while. I mean, I guess we'll get into kind of the mixture and talk about some of our favorite.
Mhm.
I'm happy to go play anywhere, and because it's golf, and we'll probably have a good time hanging out with whoever we're with. So, um, I think the one thing about a lot of the courses, and this is just you know basic public course versus courses that are a little more kept up, it's the greens, right? For me. And if you got balls that are bouncing because the greens just aren't as good as others, then you just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt that, you know what, we're gonna make our gimmies a little longer today. So yeah. How about you?
I
Where's your spot? Where do you want to go play?
well, I have not played. Well, I would probably tell you my favorite spot probably would be Wood Creek Farms. Now, I've been a little longer. I haven't played that since the early 2000s, so it's been
Okay.
as the kids would say, a hot minute since I've last played that. But I thought it was a fantastic layout then. I would also say I would have have not played Forest Lake Country
Hmm,
Club. I've not had an opportunity to play that. I know that is that fair to say maybe the most private of private clubs in the Columbia area?
probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a nice course. It's always in great shape. It is, if you would describe a golf course, um, shorter hole lengths and obviously a little more narrow within a lot of the pine trees. I know they've had some come down in different storms and stuff like that, but it's one of those kind of a shot maker course. Like if you're able to put it in the fairway and can hit a decent approach shot, like you could probably get around pretty good. But it's a good course. It's very convenient. I wish it wasn't private sometimes because it's got to be the closest one to my house, and I don't get to play it rarely. Maybe once or twice a year, but it's a good course.
that's one anybody wants to send out an invitation, I will join right away to go play any point in time. Wh- What would be what are your top 2 or 3 public courses in Columbia that we'll say 3. We'll say what are 3 of your favorite public
Yeah,
courses?
I mean, I would say Fort Jackson Golf Club has to be on there now because they have opened it up to the public. And I go there. So I go through the base. You get a pass. You can go through to get on base, and I can probably be in the parking lot in 20, 25 minutes. And the nice thing there is it's two 18-hole courses, so they've got an incredible driving range practice facility, like just a lot of space for that. And then the course is good layouts. They're not always in the best shape, but they are making a lot of efforts. They've just brought over the I think head pro from Orangeburg Country Club within the last, I don't know, 6, 9 months, something like that. And they're doing a lot more things. Paul Tabor is a friend, and he's the kind of the general manager of the golf club.
Mhm.
It's just a great spot. Um, Second, I might go Oak Hills. That's one I played a ton growing up as well and through college. And it's, a nice layout, good track. Sometimes it's in good shape, sometimes it's not, but it's typically pretty good. And then, man, for the third one, I might just go Lenrick just for old school. Like I love the layout, and it could be rock hard, and that's okay. Like we're still gonna have a good time if you're out there.
I'm with you. I think Limerick would be one of those I'm with as well. Great value when you get an opportunity to play it.
Oh yeah.
One of my I guess it's borderline Columbia's, but Cobblestone,
Mhm.
um, Blythewood area, Columbia. It's close enough for me. I mean, I had an opportunity to play that a number of times. Even I still remember seeing Tiger Woods play out there
Mhm.
when it was a Monday after the Masters years ago. But I think with the 27 holes they got out there, I think that's I love it. The only thing I don't love about it is it's not a great walking course because there is a lot of elevation change in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I hadn't even thought about them much lately. It's an incredible course, like you said, 27 holes, but they have priced themselves on the way high end. And, you know, there's a lot of golf you can play for a lot less than that. And so that's been a little deterrent for me, and it's been a few years. So most of the time when I go play it now, it's within like a charity tournament or something like that. I'm, yeah, I would rather save that money and go somewhere else.
I'm with you too, Robbie. The one thing that struggles me, that's probably the course that's the closest to my house. I just wish it was a little bit more of a value, but I mean, because it's about $90
Yeah.
for 18, and that's just I don't mind paying for a good round of golf, but sometimes you just can't afford to go too many times
Yeah.
at $90 a clip.
I will say they were incredible, like, when my kids were younger and, we'd wanna take them out to play, like, they had with the 3 courses, like, I could go in there and they would just charge me to go play 9, and they would typically let me go and take them out to the other, because they always had an 18-hole routing,
Hmm.
the garnet and the black or gold or something, and the one that was not being used in the 18-hole routing, they said, "Go out there with the kids, go have fun." So they were always
That's
great
cool.
when our kids were younger. So I do appreciate them, and yeah, it's a fun course. I like it.
It is a fun course. It is the site of my best round I've ever had. It is nothing to write home about. I will not tell what the score was, even though thank goodness it wasn't triple digits. But I did remember I stood over a 4-foot putt on the last hole to get my best round ever, and I nailed it. Um, that's been a long time ago. I will tell you one of my favorite routings, but it's not in I haven't played it in probably half a year now, but if somebody were to put a lot of money into it, I think it'd be fantastic is Windermere Club
Hmm.
out in the Blythewood area. I think it's got some really cool holes to it. It's just that I think it's seen better days, but I think it's a great route. Have you had an opportunity to play it before?
I have, but it has been 10, 15 years, I bet, since I've played it. But yeah, I think it was a great layout and offered some challenge. So I agree with that.
Another one, rest in peace to this golf course, that I loved it back in the day was Crickentry.
Cricket
Uh,
tree.
I thought Crickentry was extremely hard, and
Yeah.
I probably lost more balls there than probably just about anywhere, but I I thought I really loved that course. I really did. Um, Now tell me what are a couple of the other private courses in the Columbia area that, if somebody were to give you an opportunity to get on or you could get someone else on, where would you want to go?
Yeah. Spring Valley, I think, is a great course. Yeah, it's I actually had the opportunity to play there yesterday. It's just, it's a tough course and it's always
Mhm.
in pretty good shape. The first 4 holes, 5 holes are Like, you come out of the gate, it's pretty tough. And I was telling somebody, like, I actually did right the first few the other day, and then got to hole four, no, five, and it just blew up. So it'll get you if you're not paying attention. But I've always loved Spring Valley Country Club. I think that was a good one. Again, the Wood Creek Club, I think, is probably, of all the private ones right now, one of the, it's got to be in like the best golf shape.
Mhm.
Um, and then, you got Forest Lake. The other side of town, you got Lexington Country Club, and you got Salina. So, yeah, I think, and there are a lot of people that have joined these private clubs, which, yeah, if you can do it and you want to, that's fine. But I enjoy going around and playing a lot of different stuff. But there are a number of good private clubs here in town.
Yeah, I feel the same way as you. I get it. There's part of me that wants to join one just because I'd like to go have a place I could go to all the time, but I like to play all the different places. I'm not so sure that I would get enough golf in one place to make it worthwhile. So I've looked at it a lot of different times. I even try to, so can I figure this out? Will this work well financially? One that it's not Columbia, but it's almost close enough for me to call it that was Camden Country Club. Certainly not Columbia, but it's
It's
close enough. I think
30
that's
minutes away. Yeah.
30 minutes away, especially if you're in the northern part of Columbia. 30 minutes. I've not had a chance to play it, but I've walked it when our golf team has played out there. It looks phenomenal. I think I've even looked at that was one I even contemplated joining because I can be an out of area where I live. I was could be an out of area member, and it actually borderline could make sense, but not, I certainly haven't pulled the trigger. Um, where of course close to me that I like to lay out and play it is Wildwood Country Club. That was one good thing. One year I was an assistant golf coach at Spring Valley years ago. Really assistant golf coach, but it was really like a assistant bus driver. I was pretty good at that actually. And that was a fun place to be able to play it. To play that or walk out for free and play 9 holes, walk it. I certainly enjoyed it. Um, have not had a chance to play Salina since it was now Salina. And I know the Woodlands isn't far from us, but now they're not. It's not the Woodlands anymore. Valhalla. Yeah, they renamed it.
Oh, they renamed it?
Yeah, Valhalla Woods. It was just recently
Interesting.
sold, and I just didn't even realize that till just not too terribly long ago myself.
Yeah.
So
Well, news to me. How about that?
yeah,
Breaking
this is
news.
there you go. Breaking news here on the Southern State of Golf podcast. But Columbia Country Club is another one. I've seen the layout and I've walked it, but I haven't had a chance to play it. That's one I would love to play. So that's why I think there's a lot of really good, interesting golf in the Columbia area. But you know, I don't know what the one course is. Like I said, I don't think there is that top 100 course, but we're so close to so many really, really good golf courses. And you think about golf events. I mean, we ain't even talked about Augusta National being about an hour down the road and
Yeah.
all those different things. And you could, it's not Columbia, but an hour down the road. I'm excited, looking forward to the patch
Hmm.
that's coming up. I'm going to open, I think, in mid-April, or I think right after the Masters. That looks like that'll be, something really cool. And I know a lot of people when they come to Columbia or come to the Masters, they stay in Columbia. Matter of fact, I think Tom Coyne talked about one of the time many times he'll fly into Columbia and then go to different places from there. And I did look just during the Masters, like the hotel rates are in Columbia are certainly
Oh, yeah.
escalated a little bit. But just for fun, I looked, is there any Marriott properties in Augusta open during the Masters? And there was like a Spring Hill Suites, like on a Friday night, that was going for $1,800 a night.
Wow.
And I was like a Spring Hill Suites. I think any other time it's like 120 a night. This
Yeah.
one, 1,800. That just blows my mind.
And you
Uh,
know what? Somebody's going to pay it.
yeah, you're right. Somebody, I know at least one dude that will not pay it.
No, not at all.
I could say
No,
that for sure. But
yeah, I mean, Columbia during Masters Week is another hotbed, right? People are flying. People are playing golf all around here during the Masters Week. They'll fly in, they'll stay in Columbia, they'll play somewhere, go to around the next day or later in the afternoon, or who knows. But even golf course rates in Columbia, like hotel rates, are increased in the area, I should say. So if you're in Columbia and you want to play, like, you either got to pay a lot more that week, or you just, like me, I'll probably put the clubs up for a week and just enjoy the Masters.
Yeah, but I could see the visitors are coming out. If you're coming for the Masters, there are some good options, and the rates are escalated a little bit. But even the hotel rate, I did look at the hotel rates. They're not ridiculous, but they're definitely elevated at the time. So there's I could see someone staying in downtown Columbia. You can still get a decent hotel for like $250 a night,
Yeah.
just an hour down the road. And like I said, you think about even for Columbia, I would imagine Broome Sedge is going to be packed. I mean, that's 45 minutes ish, depending on where in Columbia you are. Or maybe a little further if you're in the eastern part of Columbia. But I think there's a lot of great options for people to stay at a hotel, but also then go play golf while they're here. So, and you think about all the other different events that are near Columbia, different times. I mean, we do have the Corn Ferry Tour, as you mentioned earlier, coming uh, later on, not long from now. But then there's been times that the U.S. Open's been up in the Charlotte area. I mean, there's all PGA Tour events that are not far from here. I mean, you go down, drive to the Heritage. So, I when we first started talking about this, I've told you I wasn't real sure how are we going to talk about Columbia, South Carolina golf, but I think I'm already talked myself into that it is a great place for golf. Maybe not all the great golf courses inside Columbia, but there's a lot of great golf around and not far from it.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. It's again, it, it offers something for everybody, right? So, from really good players that like the best of conditions, like they have some of that. And then, if you're just looking to go out and play with friends, there's plenty of options to do it. And the busyness of all the public courses during nice weather season like we're in now, that shows that people do appreciate the courses. I think there's room for more. I think there's room for a new something. You asked when the last new course to come to Columbia.
Yeah.
I think if somebody made a new one, like it would be awesome. And keep it public. Like figure out a way to keep it public, but make it really good.
That's the one thing I'm looking forward to Candy Route, like, because it does seem like it is a public resort or whatever that they're trying to do, public access. I know it's not quite Columbia, but it's close enough to where people in Columbia can go there, come back. I think that will be interesting, but I would love to see another, you know, public golf course. I'd love to see Irmo get a public golf course. I
Yeah.
mean, we didn't talk about Timberlake. Timberlake, I think out there that's a solid golf course in the Chapin area. But gosh, they need a golf course over there bad.
Yeah, they really do.
They really do. All right. So we're going to play a little game right now. We're going to have 5 picks. Each of us going to have 5 picks. One of the picks is what is one course you would drive to, we'll say within 3 hours from Columbia. You could pick any one. Any one, we'll take Augusta National off the table. 2 to 3 hours. And I'll give you the first pick from the
No, man,
Columbia area.
I want you to have first pick. It's your show.
Oh, okay. 2 to 3
Public, private,
hours.
does it not matter?
Yeah, no, let's it does not matter. It does not matter. We'll do this. We're gonna change the game. We're gonna go one public, one private.
Okay.
Okay. And if you're gonna give me the first pick, I know my first pick for public, and I'll give you the first pick for private. See, I'm a guest. I'm a gentleman, but my first pick for public within 3 hours is Pinehurst number 2. What would you go for public? You can't pick Pinehurst number 2.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go somewhere different just because, but public, gosh, I just played the Charleston Muni and it was fantastic. So I think I might have to go there. If not, I mean, if not the Ocean Course, I go play Kiowa. But the Charleston Muni was outstanding.
Yeah, well, you said that if I didn't pick Pinehurst number 2, I certainly would have picked the Ocean Course. All
Yeah.
right, if I'm going to go private and I'm taking Augusta National off the table, if I'm going to go 3 hours, within 2 to 3 hours, oh, Hoopy's pushing it. That's might be actually a little beyond 3, so I'm not going to take that one. Um, I will, gosh, I'm going to probably, I'm going to go with the one I want to play, Cherokee Plantation. I haven't, I know that's two and a
Super
half
private.
hours, super private. But I think
Super private.
But the funny thing is, people tell me that course is just okay, or just it's maybe not the greatest course, but the fact that it's ultra private, that just I think the mystery of it seems like a pretty cool one to me. All right, well, where would you go? 2 to 3 hours private course.
I'm gonna take Old Barnwell off the list just because I would go there any day and every day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I'll go down that direction and I'll go Congaree. Like I want to go see
Ooh,
Congaree. I haven't played that, and would love to get the experience there. Or I keep giving you two options. Maybe Secession would be another one that I would want to get out and see.
yeah, I think you upstaged me on those picks. Congress, I forgot about. I should have picked Congaree. That
No,
that one,
yeah, Cherokee Plantation would be an amazing one as well. So,
yeah, Congaree's fantastic. All right, now let's just say you don't want to go as far. Let's say it's about you got to go about an hour drive from Columbia. Where would you go? Let's go private course. You got a private course from about an hour's drive.
um, I'll go down to Old Barnwell then. Um,
Yeah,
I think that'd be
you
fun.
can't argue with that. Good gracious,
That
that one's
that
so
or
good.
Broom's Edge. I would say I'll take one either direction, but hopefully I didn't take one of your answers.
Well, if you didn't pick one, I'd take the other. But since you
Okay,
did those two, I would probably, if I was going to pick a different one, I mean, I'd have to go, probably have to go Tree Farm. I think I'd
Tree
have to go
Farm.
to the experience of Tree
You
Farm.
don't miss on any of those. They're all amazing.
Yeah, and or Coyote's one I haven't played. I keep hearing that one's really good as well.
Yeah.
All
Or we
right,
can go old school and just go Camden like you were talking about earlier.
oh, absolutely,
Old Donna
Camden.
Ross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it looks amazing, and for a course that you see some of these national podcasts, they'll talk about Camden Country Club like fairly frequently. They will come down here. We're going to play this course, and Camden Country Club, and Camden Country Club, and I think that is a really, really cool thing.
John,
Uh,
you're an international podcast and you're talking about it. So
yeah, but there you go.
there you go. There you
There
go.
you go.
You're
Uh,
one of the ones you're talking about.
yeah, there we go. All right, what is a public course about an hour away or somewhere around there that you would want to go to from the Columbia area?
Um, I I haven't played it in a while, but Mid Carolina is
Ooh,
always a fun course. Um, yeah, I haven't done. I know they're about to do some restoration as well, so that's a good one. I would have said like somewhere like Orangeburg Country Club, but that's private. Gosh, I don't know. I was actually just looking up Lancaster Country Club recently, or golf club. I don't believe that one's private, but that one's I don't know, maybe a little over an hour away. But yeah, just to get out of town. I mean, I could have picked any of them here in town. But
yeah.
how about you?
You know, I'd say the one we recently played, I really like Aiken Golf Club.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that one was a lot of fun. That was a really cool course, and it not being real long. I mean, that just suits my game. Anything that's long doesn't suit me at all. One that I think is interesting if it's in good shape, Edgewater out in
Mm.
Lancaster Golf Club. I think that one is a you know public course, or at least it was public or semi-private, whatever they call it. But I really really enjoyed that. So all right, so what are your if you're bringing somebody in from out of town? You only got 2 courses in the Columbia area. Which 2 are you playing?
Well, for let's just say it's public, and it's going to be easy to get them on base. I'm going to take them out, and we'll play one of the courses at Fort Jackson,
Yeah,
and then we're going to roll over to Limerick. We're going to go old school, and
you
we're going to
did.
play Limerick.
You're all about Leonard. I can't argue
Oh
with that.
yeah.
I mean, Limerick.
When Jonathan and I worked together, and that's where he really started getting back into golf, or even just getting into golf the first time. So played a lot of golf at Limerick, and just yeah, it's a fun course.
I mean, Limerick's where I go if I just want to go to a driving range. I'll go out there. It's not terribly far from where I live, not terribly far from where I work. I'll go out there. I've hit more golf balls out there in the past year than just about any place. For me, I won't choose Limerick, but for me, I'd go back to what I said. Cobblestone would probably be the one that I choose. And then I'm gonna go with Timberlake, which we talked about a little bit earlier. I know it's Chapin area, Columbia, close enough as far as I'm concerned, but those would be 2 that I've got. But before we get going off of that, I do have to ask, if you were going to take somebody out to eat in the Columbia area, what are a couple of places you would entertain somebody that you would take out of town people to get something to eat?
Yeah. I mean, if you want a great steak, I'd take him to Hall's downtown, right in front of the Capitol. I think that's great. But I'm pretty simple, so I would do something fun like a Cantina 76. I love going out to the Hunter Gatherer hangar out there next
Mm,
to Owens Field, old airplane hangar. That they have incredible pizza, good beverages. Go over to Steel Hand, something like that. So we're gonna keep it casual. We're gonna have fun and probably go with one of those.
can't go
What
wrong with
about
any
you?
of
Where are you
that.
taking your guests?
I wasn't even thinking about Hall's Chop House because I don't have that type of entertainment budget.
No,
But if I,
that's why
but
we
if,
keep it simple.
but that was a really good one. I like now. It's not a nighttime place, but if I get them during the day, the Prados
Mm,
downtown in Columbia, their pimento cheese dip with their chips, outstanding. I certainly love that. Of course, I will say for out of town, if they haven't been there, California Dreaming. I
mm,
love California Dreaming. Um, something just it's a little different from the Columbia area, but it's a place that I went to California Dreaming when I graduated from high school, when I graduated from college. That's where we have parents. So those would be the couple places that I would go. So,
nice.
well, you got any last thoughts, closing thoughts about Columbia, South Carolina golf?
No, I would just say it's home, and there's a lot of good golf out there. So again, the best part of the game is who you get to hang out with, and that's one of the nice things. Like you had asked about earlier, kind of how things were going with the best ball golf club, and there's people here that are members of some of these clubs or just love to get out and play. And one of the guys that I just met, he joined up because he liked the community aspect of it, but he did the out of town thing at Camden, so we'll have to get over there with him and go play some golf. So yeah, it's golf. We'll have fun, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
Well, I encourage anybody, if you got any questions about golf in Columbia, South Carolina, hit us up. You can hit me up on email, southernstateofgolf@gmail.com, or hit us up on social media on X and Instagram at SS of Golf. We'd certainly love your feedback. We'd love the feedback we get. I know we got some feedback on our Louisiana golf episode that we did not too long ago. I thought that was awesome. I love all the feedback. Even the feedback you say I'm crazy and we miss stuff. I even like that feedback. But if you got any other hateful comments, you can send those to Robbie, the Whole Story Podcast. They would certainly appreciate anything and everything. Well, I appreciate everybody for their opportunity to listen today to the Southern State of Golf podcast. Look forward to listen to the next one. Thank you.